Hey guys, it's the season for giving and receiving gifts, and of course that also means gift wrapping. So I wanted to make a video giving you some ideas of unique and personalized things that you can use to wrap your gifts this year. I'm going to show you how to use old maps to wrap a gift like this. I am focusing in on this gorgeous part of the map, which is what I'm aiming to have on the top of the present. I'm drowning! So this paper is very overwhelming, so I'm just gonna start cutting. And this map, because it is such a large gift, is going to have some fold marks on the top, but that's fine. It just makes me think of all the times it's been unfolded by people looking for something and makes me love it that much more. So because this map is very well used, which adds to its charm of course, it does have some rips along the fold marks. So I'm going to just reinforce them from behind by just putting some tape on the back side here. So all I need to do is measure the top, and I'm going to cut right along here and hope that works. Now we're going to tape it up and hope that this works. Ta-da! Paris! Now I'm going to use a sewing pattern both as gift wrap and tissue paper. Sewing patterns are amazing because you actually get two things in one very inexpensive little package. So inside, I get thicker paper like this, which I'm going to use as wrapping paper. And then you get this very, very light tissue paper with the actual patterns on it. And I just think it's so unique. So I'm going to use this piece of the paper, and thankfully my box is going to fit very well. So that's what it looks like right now. So it doesn't look all that great at the front, but I've actually done this on purpose because I have plans to put something right down the middle here, and so I wanted to have things that would show on either side. So I absolutely love the colored pattern designs on the front of these, and this guy caught my attention. He's going to fit perfectly on the front of this. So like a little cutout doll, here's our very attractive size 38 or 40 men's pattern. And then my idea is basically just to stick him on the front like this, which I just think adds a little bit of color on this neutral background, and it makes it that much more obvious that this is actually a sewing pattern when people first look at it. So there he is. Now I'm going to use the sewing pattern in a different way with this brown paper bag, and the idea is to use these sewing patterns instead of tissue paper to stuff in the bag. I want these beautiful black edges to be as visible as possible. So I'm literally just going to stuff it inside like this, and I just love the way that looks. So now I want to show you how to make a little message in a bottle card. I got 6 of these cute little bottles from my local dollar store, and with a fine-tipped pen, I'm just going to write Happy Holidays. And then to make sure it's going to fit inside the bottle, I'm going to just cut it as close to the writing as possible, pop it in, put on the cork, and there's your little message in a bottle that says Happy Holidays. And then I like to use some colorful string. You can use ribbon, twine, whatever. Wrap the string all around the top of the bottle, and then I'm going to just attach it to the bag or the gift or wherever you're going to have it hang. And there's your little message in a bottle. Next, I'll use an old book of sheet music to just make sure, because there's staples in this book, that you don't completely tear the paper. Sometimes the paper, because it's really old, tears very, very easily, so it's best to just go a little slower than you would normally. And here is your musical gift. So sometimes just because of the age of the paper, I find that the tape doesn't stick and this might pop off. So just to make sure that there's no peeking, I like to use ribbon or twine in this case. So I'm going to do that. So I like to use buttons. Again, you can find these at sewing stores or thrift stores. That's where I got these. And just find a button that will fit whatever the diameter is of the ribbon that you're using. In this case, it's twine, so I need a fairly big opening. And I'm going to just thread the twine through the button, like so, and then just tie it on. And there's the finished gift. Now I'll show you how to use an old book of nursery rhymes to wrap a gift like this. Okay, this is when you pray that when you flip it over, the face is in the right spot. Yes! Humpty freaking Dumpty. Last, I'm going to use really unique paper from an art supply store. So this is paper that I got from an art supply store. You can get this kind of paper anywhere. It's really, really thin. So you can see on this side that the colors are actually bleeding through the back of the paper. I personally think that both sides of this paper would be absolutely gorgeous. So you could wrap something with this as showing on the outside, but I want a little more color, and I like that this has kind of the traditional red and green colors for Christmas, and to me, this has kind of a Scandinavian vibe, which I really love. So I'm going to use this for the outside of my paper. And this paper is somewhere between a wrapping paper and a tissue paper, so you want to be just a little bit careful about how you handle it. So here is what the front looks like. Now I'm going to use these stick-on cork tags, which I got 6 for $1 at the dollar store. And to give it that kind of bled through effect, I'm going to use a stamp with a stamp pad with this cute little XOXO stamp and press it right down. And I think that that tag matches the paper that it's on. I hope this gave you some great ideas and inspiration for holiday gift wrapping. Have an amazing holiday season. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.